Hello there, Rat Prince here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing another tier list. So, it's Dead by Daylight again, because it's been like a year since I played last. Played? What? No. I played last night. Since I did a tier list on this, and there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 new killers. And my opinions on several killers have actually changed a lot, like Trapper, because I've actually and I also feel like I'm a bit more eligible to make a tier list video than I was about a year and a half ago, because I've actually played as every single killer enough to prestige every single killer at least once. I mean, Trickster's prestige one because I don't like Trickster, but let's start off with the criteria. It starts off with all of these are out of 5, like 1 to 5, or 0 to 5 actually, because if a killer, one second, if it gets 5 here, if this is less than uh what's the sign for it again? Where is out there? There we go. If it's less than 5, then it dies. It goes into F. But okay, let's start off with the criteria. Criteria. Jesus Christ, I cannot talk. How much I enjoy the killer from 0 to 5. How easy the killer was to pick up from 0 to 5. How good the killer played from 0 to 5. How the killer felt, like how it played. Like how like because certain killers feel different, at least to me. Like I mean, they all have different playstyle. Well, most of them. Some of them are the exact same or very similar. Like Ghostface and Myers, they're very similar. The only difference is Ghostface is you can only Ghostface is one target gets exposed unless you stalk multiple people at the same time, versus Myers one-shotting everyone, and Myers can last forever. Or Hillbilly and Bubba. They have the exact same ability. The only difference is one's a sweeping motion instead of a charge. You like that's what I mean by how the killer felt. And then how much skill was actually required to play the killer on a scale of 0 to 5. Like the more skill required, higher up. The less skill, lower down. Because a super easy killer will be fun to play, but it's just it's also a bit boring as well. So let's get started into it. Let's start off with Trapper, our little fan favorite little poster boy Trapper. How much I enjoy playing the killer? Not much. I'd say that's a solid 2 out of 5. How easy he was to pick up? He was very easy to pick up, so that's 5. Um, so I at least put some in here. How good he felt? I'd say 2. How good he played, not felt. Played. He played, yeah, about 2. So he's still in C. He's at 10. How the killer felt? He felt, well, he's kind of just like the bread and butter of the game. So he's a 3. So he's at least in B tier. How much skill is required? Like a 1. So he's in B tier. This is my own tier list. I am not anyone else. Everyone would put him in here, but this is a different criteria. It's more personal than competitive play, I suppose. I have a little bit of that in there with the skill and how good it was, how good the killer is. But yeah, it's at 13. Okay, on to Wraith. How I enjoy the killer? 4 out of 5. How easy he was to pick up? About 4 out of 5. How good the killer played? About 3. I didn't do too well with him. I mean, yeah, 3 out of 5. How the killer felt? Personally, Wraith was my first main, and I actually really liked playing Wraith. So I'd say about 3 out of 5. So we're at 14 still. How much skill was required to play? I'd say a nice solid, like, 3. So that'll send him up to A tier. Like, he has a pretty decently high skill ceiling, because, I mean, a lot of Wraith players that start off, they all play the same. But when you get into higher level Wraith plays, you tend to see a lot of body blocking and sandbagging the survivors, which is not exactly like super easy, but it's not hard. It just requires you to have proper placement, timing, and understanding of hitboxes, so it requires a bit of skill. On to Hillbilly. How much I enjoy the killer? 5. The love of Hillbilly. How easy he was to pick up? He's a bit difficult to pick up for newbies because of the dash and how the turning works in the beginning. He can turn really fast in the beginning, but then it slows off. So I'll say a solid 4, so we're at 9 points for him. How good the killer played? Another 4. So right up there. How the killer felt? 5. And how much skill is required? 4. Is that? I was hoping Hillbilly was going to be our first S, but with that, I mean, for S, you need at least all 4. Hey, man. I had all 4s. 1 second. How much I enjoy the killer? 5. How easy it was to pick up? About 4, so that's 9. How good the killer? 4, so that's 13. How good the killer felt? It was a 5, so that's 18. Okay, yeah, we're at 22. He's our first S tier. Okay. Nurse. How much I enjoy playing Nurse? 5. I actually really like Nurse. How easy it was to pick up? Fucking 2. How good the killer played? Oh, 5. So we're at 13. Or 12. We're at 12. How the killer felt? 5. So 17. How much skill? 5. So we're at 21. I think. Or 22. I can't remember. But it doesn't really matter, because that's another S tier killer right there. Michael Myers. How much I enjoy the killer? 5. How easy it was to pick up? 5. How good the killer played? About 3. So we're at 13. How the killer felt? About a 4, so 17. And how much skill is required to play? About a 2. So we're at 19. We're still in A tier. Hag. How much I enjoy the killer? 0. How easy the killer is to pick up? About a 3. How good the killer plays? About a 1. How the killer felt? 0. How much skill is required to play? About 2. So I guess that's 6. I don't like the Hag, though. Doctor, how much I enjoy the killer? About 3. How easy it was to pick up? About a 4. How good the killer played, though? About a 3. How the killer felt, about a 4. How much skill was required to play, about a 4. So he's in there with the Wraith, Myers. Huntress, how much I enjoyed the killer, 5. How easy the killer was to pick up, about a 4. Took a bit longer for me to get a hang of the hatchets and the arcs. How good the killer played. Oh, I have almost always won a match as Huntress. I have lost like 4, so 4. I've lost 4 matches, so that's 4 right there. How good the killer felt, that's a 5 right there. So that's 18. And then how much skill? About 4. So 22. Huntress is S tier. A lot of people will find this tier list a bit more controversial. Or, not controversial really, but retarded is the proper word. Really stupid, I guess. But, frankly, I don't care about other people's opinions because it's my opinion. I'm posting my opinion online so people can get angry at my opinion and then give me comments, which boosts the algorithm. Anyways, Bubba. How much I enjoy the killer? About a 4. How easy it was to pick up? About a 4. How good the killer played? About a 3. How the killer felt? About a 2 actually. And how much skill is required? About 3. So he's in the A tier at least. I don't know. He just feels a bit jagged. Like his hitboxes are a bit more pushy, I guess. How much I enjoy the Nightmare? 1. How easy the killer is to pick up? I mean, it was really easy, but I don't want him to be like anywhere above F tier. But he was actually pretty easy, so that's 5. Not 5. He was 3. So it's still under. It's at 4. But how good the killer played? 0. How the killer felt? 0. How much skill is required to play? About 2. So he's at 6. He's our first D tier. Pig. How much I enjoy the killer? 0. How easy it was picked up? About a 1. How good the killer played? About a 1. How the killer felt? About a 0. Yeah, I'm just putting her in F tier. I don't like playing Pig. Nerf Pig. She's too good, honestly. I mean, she has a bit more skill to required to play, but I'm not giving her anything more than like an F tier. She's just not my type of killer. This one's exclusively opinionated here. This killer, exclusively my opinion. No logic. I just don't like the pig. Like you know what? Same with Nightmare. You're going in F tier. I had to play you without any events and prestige you to 3 because I wanted. Actually, no, I just got all of the teachables, and then like a week later, it was prestige 3 because of the update. Clown. How much I enjoy the killer? About a 2. How easy it was to pick up? About 2. How good the killer played? About 3. How the killer felt? About a 2. How much skills are required to play? About a 4. Yeah, that seems about right. Spirit. Oh, my sweet, beautiful. One of my favorite killers to play. How much I enjoy the Spirit? 5. How easy the Spirit was to pick up? About a 3. How good the Spirit played? About a 4. How the killer felt? About a 4. So we're at 16. How much skill is required to play? About a 4. We're at 20 still. A nice A. I feel good with Spirit in A. Legion. How much I enjoy playing the killer? About 2, actually. I don't like playing the Legion. It's very, every match tends to be very samey. oh, wow, I hit Survivor. Then I hit another Survivor. Then I hit another one. And then I hit another one. And then I go all the way back to any of the other Survivors and hit them once. Or I hit the fourth Survivor a fifth time. And then boom, they're downed. And then I'm like, cool, now I hook you. And then I have my power back. And then everyone's mending. And it keeps the game really slow. It's the same reason I don't really like to play Skull Merchant. It's a very slower paced game. Like, this is the reason I bring Lethal Pursuer. I hate the beginning game, like, of looking for the survivors. Like, I used to just be like, Lethal Pursuer is useless. Just use your eyes, man. But, like, with how survivors evolved with the meta being, not anti-tunnel, not looping perks, not anti-camp perks, but being gen rush perks, that's what the meta became. I needed to find the survivors basically as soon as possible, or else, they'd pop like 16 generators in the span of 5 seconds. So, and I mean, but I just went on a tangent that has nothing to do with the Legion. The Legion, like, it can injure but can't really down in power unless you already hit 4 other survivors. And once you kill a survivor, your power essentially becomes useless unless they mend. But I'm just saying, I am not a big fan of how the Legion plays. So about a 3, I think that's what I said. But that's how I feel right now, after thinking about it a bit longer. It's definitely a 3 for how much I enjoy. How easy the killer is to pick up? Pretty easy, especially after some of the buffs. I'm pretty sure they increased the lunge of Feral Frenzy when you're attacking. So, about the easy killer, 4. So, about in 7. How good the killer plays. I mean, it tends to be pretty pretty much a pretty easy game because you always have the information. So about a 4. So 4 4. So we're at 11. How the killer felt. Like, it actually, like, despite how much I dislike playing the Legion, the killer, it feels good. Like, in a match, it feels good. So I have to say 4. So that's where we're still in B tier. But how much skill is required to play? About a 3-ish. So you're an A tier. Barely. Hate you. It's just when I play as Legion, it just doesn't feel as good as like other killers though. Like, morally. Like, it requires not as much skill, but it's just because you always have the information you need to win. Plague. How much I enjoy the killer? About 4. 4, yeah. How easy the Plague was to pick up? About 3. About 3. How good the killer played? About 4. We're at 11. How the killer felt? I actually really liked playing the Plague. So I'd say a 4. 4, 4, and 4. About 3. About a 4. And another 4. So that's 12 plus 3. So we're still in B tier. How much skill was required to play the Plague? Actually, a bit. It took me a while to, like, actually start making the proper plays. Like, you can easily win without, like, making, like, super high IQ plays. That's why she's so easy to pick up. And her vomits hit. It's just her. You have to, like, learn her vomits hitboxes so you can actually, like, hit the survivors through, like, tiny gaps, or hit them when they're crouching, because for some reason the hitbox is actually 3 feet above where the vomit is. But I'd say skill required to play is about a 4. So you're in A tier, honey. Okay, Ghostface. How much I enjoy playing Ghostface? I actually really like playing Ghostface. So I'd say a nice solid 5, actually. how easy he is to pick up. He's not too difficult to pick up. He was A time. So I'd say a 3, so we're at 8 right now. How good the killer played. I actually got like really shitty matches with him every time I played him. So I'd say 2. So that's 5, 3, 2. We're still in C tier. How the killer felt? Actually, he felt a bit more not stiff, but he felt odd to me. I didn't like how he felt. Like his slashes didn't feel right to me. Like some of them would look like they connected, but they wouldn't because it just felt weird. Like I like the feel of it. Sometimes I don't know. I like crouching, I guess, but I'd have to say he felt 2-ish. Skill required, about a 3. He's in B tier. That's a solid place for him to be. Demo Doggy, one of my favorite killers to play. I actually really liked playing Demo Dog. I got a few good matches with him when I was streaming at Bratprince at twitch.tv/Bratprince. But Demo Doggy, really fun to play. I'd say he's 5 right now. How easy it was to pick up, about a 4 to a 3, maybe a 3, because proper usage of, yeah, I'd say 3. So he's an 8. How good he played though, I'd say 3 as well. So that's 11. How the killer felt? The shred felt great. The shreds feel great. They don't feel stiff. They don't feel too loose. They feel like they have the right amount of lunge distance. Honestly, and then normal attacks, movement, the hitboxes, with the interactions with the rest of the place, felt pretty good. There was but it will not be a 5 because the shred sometimes will just bounce straight off of pallets and breakable walls. Or sometimes it'll slide right off of some survivors if you don't hit them directly on. So you'll just fly right past them. Other than that, feels amazing. So I'll have to say it's a 4, which puts us in A tier, I think. I mean, what was it? 5, 4, 4, 13, and then I put a 4. So we're at 17, yeah. We're in the A tier. How much skills required to play? I'd say about 3. So we're sitting at a nice A tier. Oni. I actually, when I first started playing Oni, was not a big fan of him. I did not like playing him. He was not my type of killer. I didn't like it. It just felt and didn't like play proper how I liked playing the game. But now that I've actually like properly prestiged him and everything and played him a lot more than I did before, got a hang of him, 5. I actually really enjoy playing Oni. He's a blast. How easy it is to pick up though. Like I was explaining, when I first played him, I was just like, not really that fun. Doesn't seem me. I didn't like him. I didn't have a good time or an easy time to pick him up. So actually, I have to say a 1 for that one. So he's still there. He's still in C tier for now. How good he played. In the beginning, he played like shit because he's a bit harder to pick up because you have to get good with him first before you can actually start playing. But once you get a hang of him, he plays so good. He feels good. He touches the hooks good. He kills survivors good. He murders good. So I'd like to say a 4. No, that's still in there. That's still in there. He's at 10. He's still C tier. How he felt? 4. So we're at 14. How much skill was required to play? 4. So we're at 18. He's a solid A tier. Like that is definitely solid A tier material right there. Definitely. Definitely. Deathslinger. How much I enjoy Deathslinger? Well, about 3, actually. How easy it was to pick up. About a 4. I don't know why. Maybe it was my experience on Call of Duty or CSGO or like well the Halo stuff like that. But it felt good. It just felt easy to pick up. He just seemed easy to pick up. And he was. He was easy to pick up. I actually had a blast playing him. Because he just seemed so easy to pick up. Like, he definitely has a high skill ceiling, which is why his well, that's later. But how good he just seems easy. He's just easy to pick up, especially if you have experience with FPS games before, specifically like Call of Duty, Halo. Not really Halo. Halo for the aim, but like quick scoping. That's almost exclusively like Call of Duty or CS:GO. But he played pretty good as well. Is that a solid 4? What did I give him for the enjoyment? Was it a 3 or a 4? I think it was a 3. Yeah. Or a 4. No, it was a 4. It was a 4. Pretty sure. So he's at 8. Because I actually really enjoyed playing Deathslinger. How good he played, though. There's a lot. It was a bit on and off. I get a 4K here. I get 0K here. Get a 4K at 5 gens. I get a 0K. I get a 4K at 1 gen. I get a 0K. It's just on and off, really. So I'd say, based off of my skill with him, it plays about 3. 3, yeah. So we're there. How the killer felt? He feels good. To shoot that gun, hitting survivors feels good. Like, aiming with it feels good. The shooting feels good. It is a bit janky sometimes because, like you'll it's just like the delay between the harpoon hitting the survivor and you shooting. It feels weird. You have to compensate for that. But it feels good. So I'd say about 4 as well. So far, it's been all 4s. Except for how he played. That was a 3. The skill required to play, I'd say a 3. So that's 3 4s and 2 3s. So that's 16. That's 18. Right up there, buddy. Pyramid Head. How much I enjoy the killer? 5. How easy he is to pick up? About 3. You have to really like learn how to play him. So about 2 actually. So cuz his power isn't as simple. It's not super simple like a lot of other killers like Hillbilly or Huntress or Spirit, Bubba, Doctor, Myers, Wraith. Demogorgon's a bit more complicated too. But like Deathslinger and them, all of them, pretty simple abilities. Pyramid Head's whole like thing isn't super easy to get a hang of. The aiming, the timing. It's just like it requires a bit more skill, a bit more time to pick up. How good he played, almost always got 4Ks or 3Ks. Sometimes I would get 2Ks. So I'd say a 4. So about 2 and a 5, 2 and a 4. So that's 11. Okay. How he felt? Oh my god. Feels good when you get a hang of him. He feels really good. Like really good. So I'd say 4. So we're still in B tier. Which is weird. I thought he would be higher. I mean, How much skill is required to play? About 4. But I think the thing that really tanks him is the is you know what? I'm gonna bump him up to S tier because if I'm almost continuously getting 4Ks and 3Ks, and what I consider losing with him is a 2K, I'm gonna rank that up to 5. So he's at exactly 21. That feels better. How much skill is required to play? It's about a 4. Anyways, Blight. How much I enjoy the killer? About a 4. How easy it is to pick up? About a 2. How good the killer plays? 5. How the killer feels? He feels actually really good. He felt really good before the nerf. God rest his soul. But he still feels really good. About a 4. And how much skill? 5. S tier. Simple. There's a lot more S tiers than there should be. Like, these 2 shouldn't be up here. Neither should Hillbilly. Hillbilly should be a high A tier. But this is not based off of how good they actually are. That is just a small amount of criteria. Twins! How much I actually enjoy playing them. This is going to be blasphemous, but I actually really enjoy playing the twins. I did not play the PTB, so don't be like, oh, he plays twins now because, like, instant down capabilities, essentially. Oh, it's so good. It's, no, I played when they were still shit. I don't know if they still are. I don't know if the PTB has come out to actual gameplay because I play on Xbox. But twins, actually kind of fun. I like the whole, like, that sounds bad. It's just because it just isn't really, like, it's a different playstyle, and I like to change things up a lot. Like, being able to down an injured survivor but not a healthy survivor was so cool. Now it doesn't matter. I like the clinging effect. Now it's like super slug. But I'm gonna put it at a 4 for enjoyability. How easy they were to pick up? 4. They were actually really fucking easy to pick up. You just had to get at the hang of the lunge distance and the height. That's basically it. The height of it and the distance and the hitbox. But that was actually really fucking easy to pick up. My second game, I was almost never missing. Trickster? No, not Trickster. What the fuck? I'm not scared. Yeah, I'll just leave twins in there. No, how good the killer played, though? About a 1. Yeah, it just didn't play really good. How they felt? About a 3, actually. So, like, they're just in B tier. The skill required is about a 3, so they're still just in B tier. But that's fine. I'm going to leave them in there. I'm not going to talk much about the twins because I don't like talking about the twins because it makes me feel weird. Because they're French. I don't like the French. That's a lie. Or is it? I don't know. I'm French, kind of. So, I don't know how I feel about that. Anyways, Trickster. How I enjoy the Trickster? About 0, actually. How easy it is to pick up? About a 5, actually. How good they play? About a 3. I'm not talking about the Trickster. How the killer felt? About a 1. How much skills required? About a 3. Wow, a B tier killer. I don't care about the Trickster. I genuinely do not like playing them. Like, they're my least favorite killer to play, other than Hag. Hag and Trickster are my least favorite killers to play. Same with Skull Merchant. It's very meh. Nemi! Papa Nemi. 5. I love playing Nemesis. How easy he was to pick up? About a 2, actually. How good? About 3. It's still in C tier. How the killer feels. The whip, it's completely my fault for how fucking shit I am with him, but every time I try and whip, I like flick my screen super far to the left or right, which is really stupid of me. Instead of like trying to like hold on to where they are and just drag my body. Like I swear, I'm gonna start playing Dead by Daylight by with movement on this fucking D-pad or something, so I can get that proper. But uh, yeah, no. He feels good, but I'm just really shit and makes fucking the worst mistake ever every time I try and use his power. So I'll have to duck him down to a 3. How much skills required to play? About a 4. So he's just right there. There's a lot of A tiers. A lot of these killers, I like. Actually, almost all of these killers in my other tier list are just around here. Trapper was A tier. But on to Pinhead. How much I enjoy playing Pinhead? 0. How easy it is to pick up? 2. How good the killer plays? I did not play good with him ever, so I'm going to put that at a 1. How the killer feels. I don't like how he feels. I don't like his M1. I do not like his power. It feels weird. It feels uncomfortable. 1. How much skills required to play? 5. He's in C tier. Artist. How much I enjoy the killer? 1. I don't like playing artist. It feels. It just doesn't make much. But actually, no. 2. 2. 2's good for me. How easy the artist was to pick up? About 2. How good they played? About 2. How the killer felt? About 3. The M1 actually feels pretty good. The power feels decent. Like the animations feel smooth. So about 3. So we're still here. How much skills required to play? About 4. So right up there. I feel comfortable with artists there. Onryo, how much I enjoy playing the killer? 0. No, actually 1. Because her hit is actually. I actually enjoy her M1. Nope. That's later. 0. I don't like playing Onryo. Actually, no, what? 1. Because or no, what? 2. 2. Because I actually kind of enjoy how her power works. It's a nice gimmick. How easy she is to pick up? About a 0. She's not easy to pick up. I still don't entirely understand how her power works. And it's still confusing to me. How good she plays. She plays good. Like really good. Like crazy good. Like I Mori every single time. At least once. Almost all the time. About so that puts her in about 2? No, about 4. 4. So that's 2 plus 4 is 6. How the killer felt. Her M1 feels great. Because it's like the actual hitbox of the hit. And it feels good. It's like the closest hitbox to. It is the closest like animation to the actual hitbox of the hit. So it feels good knowing exactly where I could hit a survivor. Feels good. So that's actually like, and her power feels good. Like the teleport, the manifestation, it feels good. It feels good. So I'd say that's a solid 5. Actually, a solid 5. How much skill is required? A solid 5. Dredge. I actually really enjoyed playing Dredge, but that's going to a 4. How easy it was to pick up? About a 3. How good he played? About a 3. So he's still in C tier. How good he felt? his hit feels weird. Like, his M1 feels weird. His Remnant is cool, but I get, like, really disorientated when I use it. So it doesn't feel super good. So I'd say about 2, actually. How much skills required? About 3. I'm comfortable with Dredge and B tier. Wesker, how much I enjoy playing Wesker? About 4. How easy is to pick up? About a 4. How good he plays? About a 4. How he feels? His M1 actually feels really nice, and his power feels really smooth. So I'd say about 4. How much skills required to play? About a 4. Maybe a 5, actually. Because he actually feels really good for, like, yeah. Skill 4. How he felt is a 5. He's a solid S tier. But not solid. He's barely scraping S tier with 21. Knight. How I enjoy the Knight. I don't actually enjoy playing the Knight that much because it's just a slow down. It's a slow down killer. I don't like slow down killers, so I'd say about 2. How easy the killer was to pick up. That's 1 second. Never mind. Okay. How easy it is to pick up. Roughly, let's say, I'd like to say a 2. Maybe a 3. So he's at 5 right now. Pretty sure. How good he played? About a 2. How he feels? I don't know. He feels clanky and slow. Like, really slow. Like, his M1 animation, the hurt frames that actually hit the survivor are, like, near the beginning of the animation, but the actual swing, like, takes 10 years. And once it hits, like, it feels like it's, like, a super long, like, duration before you're able to actually get going after the survivor again. But, so he feels, like, really shitty. His power doesn't feel as, it just feels like, well, oh, you walk with an orb, oh, cool, whatever. It doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel bad. So it's neutral there, so honestly, he feels like a 2. He feels 2 because it just feels like his hitbox with, like, the environment also feels a bit jank. So I'd say about 2. So he's still in there. How much skills required to play? A bit more, so a 3. So he's a comfortable B, I'd say. I do not enjoy playing the Skull Merchant. So a 0. How easy pick up? Honestly, I still don't understand her power. So, like, 1. How good she plays? Well, if you play a really fucking boring, yeah, she's pretty good. But I don't fucking play like that because it's really boring. I don't want to spend any more than, like, 25 minutes in the match. And the only time I spend that time in a match is when survivors are dragging out by hiding after I killed one of them. I killed one of them, and then I spend, and then the other 3 just hide instead of doing the last, like, 4 gens. Okay, that sounds bad. Okay, so okay, that sounds like a guy tunnel. when I play Dead by Daylight. I don't tunnel. Survivors think I tunnel, but I tell them that's not tunneling. That's killing a survivor that keeps running towards me every time they're unhooked. And I don't drop chase to go into chase with you. I don't drop other survivors to go follow you. I don't specifically follow you because you run towards me. You get unhooked as I'm chasing a survivor. This is how most of the scenarios go. I'm chasing a survivor. They run to the hook to unhook, and then the unhooked survivor tries to take a hit. So I hit them. Or usually I down the survivor I was chasing, and then I hit the unhooked survivor, and I chase them to down them, because slugging for like 10 seconds isn't that bad. And then I go back to the survivor I slugged, hook them, and I go back to the survivor that was unhooked, and then go and try and hook them. You have significantly more pressure, because either both the other survivors are going to be chasing you, going to the hook to unhook, or if they're injured, they're going to try and reset to go get the save on the hook, and you have 2 hooks. So either they let their survivor friends die, or one of them risks going for both unhooks while the other's doing a gen. I'm just saying it's smarter to slug and then hit, especially if they unhook right in front of you. It's smart to hit the unhooked survivor twice after downing the unhooker, the saver. I'm just saying. That's how I play. But I don't like 3-gen dragging out the game forever. So Skull Merchant doesn't play too well. She plays very boring. I don't like playing her. So I'd say she doesn't play well other than when you're 3-genning or holding areas. I don't do that much. I tend to stay on one side of the map. I like to hold like 3 not a 3-gen, like a side of the map, not a small side of the map. I like to stay on one half of the map where a lot of the generators are. So they do the other generators and create a zone I don't want to go near. Ever. Because that's what most games go. I stay and chase around the generators that are easier to protect. So like generators in a main building that has a second floor, fucking terrible to stick around. But I don't like playing Skull Merchant. She holds specific areas too fucking hard. I don't like playing her. I don't do good with her. So I'm gonna give that a 1. So currently she has 2 points. She doesn't feel good. Her M1 feels alright, I guess, but everything else just feels really boring. So I'd say a 1. So she's at 3. How much skill is required to play? Not much. I'm going to keep her in F tier. I don't care. Even if it's 3, so she would have 6, so she would be in C tier. I'm keeping her in F tier. She's just not for me. I enjoy playing Singularity, though. Despite him holding points and stuff like that as well, it's really good against altruistic survivors, which are the survivors I go up against. Almost always, they will get off generators to save or heal or pick up a survivor that I left slugging. And it's really good for that because he can teleport through his cameras and stuff. So I really like him. So he's a solid 5 for how much I enjoy. How easy he is to pick up? About a 2, so he's about 7. How good he is. I've lost like 3 games with him. I've played like 8, 10, maybe 12 games. 12 games. Maybe 24. I've played a lot of games. I've played a few games with him at least. But there's there's a thing that like I will never play like a killer with one perk except for like when I was starting out. I will always like save up like 150,000 before I pick up a new killer, at least so I can get to um level 15 with them so I can have all 4 perks because I don't like running like 0 perks. I did it once or twice and every time I did, I got absolute shat on. Now you might think, "Oh, so you use crutch perks and regression perks." I use no regression perks ever. They're really boring to me. I use deadlock to slow the game down a little bit so I'm not, getting absolute slobbered on in a gen rush, which I think is fair. I think it's fair. I don't want to get like absolutely gen rush in the beginning of the match. But just saying, he was pretty decent to pick up. He plays pretty good though. So about 4. How he feels, his M1 doesn't feel the best because it's very similar to Dredge's and Skull Merchants. I don't like the poking, prodding ones. I mean, Nemesis is. I actually really like his M1, but Singularities, I don't like the poke or prod. I prefer slash or like Onryos or a punch. But Singularity, he doesn't feel the best with that. But when he's in the slipstream, he feels good. Like he moves good. He feels a bit like janky, but I actually kind of like the jank in that one on him. So I'd say a 4. So he's still in B tier. How much skills required to play? I'd say about 4. So he's about right there. How much I enjoy playing the Xenomorph? About 3 actually. How easy it was to pick up. They were to pick up about another 3. How good they played? About 2 actually. And they feel. The M1 feels decent. The tail feels good actually. I actually like the tail a lot. So I'd say about 4. How much skill? I'd say another 4. A 3 actually. It's not super intense on skill. It just requires some good game sense. So I'd say about 3. He's a B tier. Or they're a B tier. Chucky. How much I enjoy playing Chucky? About 2. How easy it was to pick up? About 3. How good the killer played? About 4. How the felt. The third person camera feels weird. And like I can't be the only one that thinks that. It feels weird. And then the actual attack is in downward swipe. So it looks and feels weird when you're trying to hit survivors. The camera feels a bit more janky with him. Like but like the loops feel good. Like when you're looping it feels good. So you know, where's he at? Like 9? Or 3? Or an 8? I think he's at 8. So he's about at 12. He feels good. Or no, 11. I'll put him at 11. How much skills required to play? Not too much. But I'd say about 3 or 4. But I'm comfortable with him in B tier. Unknown. I loved playing the unknown. How easy it was to pick up. He was super easy to pick up. How good he played. He didn't play too good though. He played meh. Like the counterplay for him is literally just staring at him after he splashes you with his thing, and then he can't do it to you again until he hits you again. So like, someone I know was like being like, oh, the unknown's like an S tier. I'm like, what? It's so this game's so killer sided. I'm like, what? It's so unfair. He can like instantly down you in like 3 seconds. I'm like, what? What schizoing shit are you on, bro? That makes no sense. He can't do that. He's not that good. He feels so good though. Oh my god. Like a 5. Instantly 5. He feels good. Like I like how he feels. The skill required to play. About 3. So I put 5, 4, 3. So that's 12, 5, so 17. Skill required to play, about 3. He's comfortable A tier. So that was my tier list. I don't know what to tell you, say anymore. But that was the tier list. There was no D tiers because it's pretty hard to get 1, 1, 1, 1. Or like 0, 2, 1, 1, 1. Or 0, 0, 1, 3, 1. Or stuff like that. Because my criteria is primarily like, do I like you or not? But that was my hour-long tier list video. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to sign off here. Adios. Have a good day. Love you guys. Like and subscribe. Why am I down here?